What's going on, everybody? Finally getting back in the swing of things. Who's ready for a beer? I think I'm ready for a beer finally. It's been a few days. It has been a few days, but it's been an interesting few days. That's for damn sure. Up, 4 o'clock, people. For sure, Duchess, for sure. Let's do this, people. What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday and welcome to another live beer review. Today we got another local one today. So we're gonna be taking a look at one from Shortfuse. I've talked about Shortfuse before. They're literally 5 minutes right out of O'Hare, so you can literally take an Uber and be at Shortfuse in a matter of minutes. But today we're gonna be looking at their chocolate malt stout, which I'm really interested in. It's a lower ABV, comes out at a 5.5% ABV, but the can art looks really cool, and I'm really curious with if it kind of replicates notes of a chocolate malt, which I'm a big fan of. So I'm really excited about that. So without further ado, this is actually something that Shortfuse has on tap at this moment. So if you're interested in trying this one and you're in the area of Shortfuse, you can possibly go over to their brewery and try this on tap. So I think that's a really cool option for people as well. But with it being a 5.5%, it's on the lower echelon of ABVs for a stout. It makes it like a sessionable, easy drinker kind of situation, which I'm hoping it's sweet, delicious. Like with that chocolate malt kind of situation, I'm hoping that's like significant amounts of chocolate malt, maybe like there's definitely going to hopefully be some kind of sweetness in there that's going to be really nice. But yeah, without further ado, let's crack this guy open and see what we get on the smell, because I'm curious. Okay. Yeah, definitely getting those chocolatey kind of malty flavors going on there. Definitely really nice. Kind of reminds you of like going to one of those old-fashioned like drive-ins or drive-ups where it's like those old fast food joints where you see all the nice cars back in the day, and going over getting a burger and a malt kind of situation. So it definitely has that kind of chocolate malt smell to it. Really, really nice. Yeah, let's pour this guy. I'm curious. Got to be drinking out of my untapped tulip glass this afternoon. Let's see how this guy pours. Let's see. Not as dark as I thought. Definitely has kind of like a little bit of like a brownish hue to it, which I'm not against one bit. Not really much of a head going there. Doesn't seem like it's that syrupy to me. Definitely feels like it's going to have more of a kind of a effervescence, kind of a bubbly kind of mouthfeel. But yeah, still getting a lot of those chocolatey notes in there. Definitely really, really nice. Of course, like right on the smell, it still reminds me heavy of like a chocolate malt. So, without further ado, let's give this guy a try. So, cheers, everybody. Yeah, nothing really out of the ordinary with this one. Definitely get those chocolate notes in there really well. Well, it's definitely more on the lighter of the chocolate notes, which I'm surprised, because if you're promoting it as a chocolate malt, I kind of want to get slapped in the face with like chocolatey malty flavors. The chocolate notes are nice. Definitely has a really nice, just average stouty base. Nothing really going on with like coffee or anything like that. Definitely just like dark roasted malts flavor. Definitely getting like a kind of a milk chocolatey kind of know. That's what I'm happy about. They kind of stuck in the realm of like a milk chocolate, and maybe I didn't want any like bitter kind of chocolate flavor in there. It kind of would have taken out the integrity of it tasting like a chocolate malt. But yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's simple. It's not trying to reinvent the wheel, but it's delicious. A little bit of a syrupy kind of mouthfeel now that I get it. Not too syrupy. Still has like a little bit of a bubbly mouthfeel, so it's like maybe like 3/4 syrupy, 25% having that like bubbly mouthfeel in it, which, yeah, it's nice. It's definitely a nice mouthfeel to it. Flavors are more on the lighter side, but still there, and it kind of still lets you know the kind of beer you're drinking, which isn't a bad thing. For it being an easy drinker, being a 5.5%, when it comes to higher ABV, I feel like they have to concentrate more of the flavor in there to kind of balance out the boozy flavor. So with this being such a lower ABV, I can kind of see why the flavors are a little bit less, to be honest. It's still good. Still definitely a really easily sessionable stout. If that's what you're looking for, you pretty much got it right here. This is everything that you might be asking for when it comes to just kind of, I want to say in that range of like Guinness, because it doesn't taste like Guinness at all. But when it comes to that lower percentage ABV stout, where you just want something nice, if you're still wanting a heavy beer and not wanting like an IPA, and you want something that's a low ABV to drink, this is perfect for it. I think they knocked it on the head with that one. So let's see what the profile of this guy actually is. So our take on the classic 1950s chocolate malted milkshake. To accomplish this, we first started with a big amounts of chocolate malt and a dash of cookie malt in the grain bill. We then added malted milk powder and dosed it with milk chocolate chips, and it resulted a big creamy stout with decadent chocolate flavors. So yeah, they tried to put a good amount of chocolatey flavors in there just to kind of give you that taste of it being a nice kind of creamy, milky, sessionable stout, which they did. I kind of wish I tasted a little bit more of the chocolate, because they kind of, I don't know, maybe that cookie malt in there is kind of of course, cookie I think is kind of adding that little bit of a breadiness you get from like a nice stout as well, from the malts in there, plus the cookie malt in there, adding a nice kind of sweet breadiness to it. So there's a decent amount of sweetness. It's definitely a nice, like, not too heavy, but nice and heavy. Yeah, it's a standard, pretty awesome milk stout, I think. I'm a really big fan of this one, to be honest. I thought I was going to kind of be iffy on it, because I remember having this back a little while ago when my dad had it, and I took a sip, and I was like, it's not sweet enough for a chocolate malt. Like, I didn't taste much chocolate notes in there at all. But after having it like a month later, and maybe kind of refreshing my palate a little bit, I can definitely get those chocolatey notes pretty well. But yeah, super simple, super delicious, and it just straight to the point. Kind of nothing too crazy. It did what they wanted to do. They created chocolate malt stout, and it's pretty damn good. So let's see what they have to say about Untapped in this guy. So like I said, it's a 5.5% ABV, and with over 204 ratings, this one has an average rating of 3.68, which is not bad at all. It's almost a 3.75, so pretty good ratings out of this one. It's not like awful ratings when it comes to a beer, but it's still pretty good. So let's see what people are rating this one. So let's see. Somebody gave it a 3.75, 3.5, 3.25, saying there's a bourbony taste in there, which I don't taste at all. That's weird. Somebody gave it a 3.25. Let's see, 4.5, 3.5. Somebody just said yum. Let's see, somebody gave it a 4, 3.5, saying it's a little bit too sweet for them. I kind of disagree. It's kind of that perfect balance of sweetness to me. To be honest, I feel like if it was too sweet, it would just kind of ruin it at the end. But let's see. 4 out of 5, 3.75, 4. So yeah. Somebody actually said 3.75, saying it's a dry stout goodness, chocolate and smooth, which I don't see it's that dry, to be honest. It definitely has like a creaminess to it, but it's not like that overpowering kind of 12% beer creaminess that you're used to in a stout, where you have a high percentage ABV stout where the flavors are so explosive and it's like definitely syrupy, like you feel the inside of your mouth being coated by the heavy chocolatey kind of peanut buttery flavors. No, this is a lower ABV, kind of more of a little bit of like a bubbly kind of situation, but it's more of a lighter side of a milk stout, which I'm not against. It's nice, it's delicious, it's not, I wouldn't say it's refreshing, but it hits the flavor kind of palate notes that I'm looking for right now when it comes to just something nice, simple, chocolatey, and yeah, it's good. So really, really solid. So let's see, what kind of rating am I going to give this guy? Before we got into that, hold on a second. Let's see. What am I going to give this guy? So like I said, 5.5% with 3.68 average rating on Untapped. But first, let's go look at can art. Yeah, the can art's really nice. I like the kind of like that 50s drive-in kind of style, kind of reminiscent kind of thing. I don't know. I always thought that was really cool. They took up a good amount of real estate on the can, which I always appreciate, because sometimes when people kind of miss the mark on taking up the real estate, they kind of just let the beer speak for itself. Kind of takes out the marketing side of things, where you want it to be a little bit of appealing to the eye when it's at a liquor store or bottle shop, just so you can get people to approach your stuff. So they knocked it out of the park with this one, I think, with the kind of that 50s look and the 50s style on there. They definitely did something with the art that would kind of catch your attention if you brought it in at a liquor store or bottle shop, for sure. So yeah, I'd easily give this a solid 4.25 out of 5 for can art. Really, really cool. But let's see. If I got this in a flight at Shortfuse, would I get another one? Yeah, I probably would. It's lighter on that, but it's still, if I wasn't looking to get too crazy and if I still wanted to enjoy a stout, yeah, I'd definitely get another one of these for sure. The flavors are good enough where I can sit back and enjoy this and not have any problems with it at all. It's just on that right note of chocolatey flavor to where it's not overpowering, it's not too light, it's that center point of where like you still taste it, but it's not too crazy like chocolate in your face. Even though I do have times like that kind of in your face flavor, but with this one it's light, it's sessionable, it's just something to sit back, relax, and just drink one down, which I think is a good kind of situation for today. So what is my final rating on this guy going to be? I think it's really solid. I know it has kind of like an average, kind of a little bit of above average rating on Untapped. People are saying it's kind of like it's too sweet, or people are getting bourbony notes, which I don't get any bourbony notes to this whatsoever. I know they're not trying to reinvent the wheel when it comes to making this beer. They just want something really simple, giving you the flavors that they put in there and put it out in a good way. And I think they hit all those marks. So I think I'm going to give this a solid like 7.75, almost an 8. I'm going to stick with a 7.75 out of 10. Really, really good. I would recommend definitely if you're over to Shortfuse, and if you have if you're flying and you have a layover in O'Hare, take an Uber over to Shortfuse. It's a 5-minute drive. have a flight over there, get back to the airport, just enjoy yourself. They have food there. That's a nice location, really big tap room, nice atmosphere, really, really cool. So I highly recommend for anybody who's in the Chicagoland area that is able to go over to Shortfuse and try this one out. Or you could easily find this one at a liquor store or bottle shop in the area, probably around like a Binny's or something, I think would have this one. But yeah, really good, really good. I definitely would recommend it if you're just looking for a nice, easy drinking milk stout, for sure. But other than that, that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank you for your chat, for hanging out. You guys are awesome. I'm kind of getting back in the swing of things. I know the last 2 days kind of been just taking it easy. Things were going on. So let's see. I think that's pretty much it. So everybody in chat, thank you again for hanging out. You guys are awesome. Finally getting back to the regular schedule of things. So you guys are awesome for kind of bearing with me for these past 2 days. But other than that, that's pretty much it. If you like what you see and you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button along with that notification bell. We'll let you know whenever we go live, doing another review. And if you're watching the replay, hit that like button along with kind of let me know if you're drinking a beer while you're watching my stuff. I want to see what other people are drinking while they're kind of watching on the replay. So make sure you do that. That would be cool to see. Or if you are friends with me on Untapped and you kind of want to give me ideas of other beers I should keep an eye out for, tag me in your check-ins on Untapped. My link to my profile is down in the description below. Shoot me a friend request on there. If you're not a craft beer drinker and on Untapped, you're kind of doing something wrong. But other than that, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So say it like I always say it while we're getting in the swing of things. If you're gonna drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I will see you all tomorrow, people. Cheers.